Welcome back, Ethan. What would you like to do today? Ask me below. Welcome to my channel. This is the first video that I am recording for the channel, despite this being the second upload, I think, question mark. Today, as you can see, I'm doing a little artwork of the Goth family. Obviously, I did a physical traditional sketch first, and then I'm doing a digital illustration. You could see I had my reference up there for a second. It's just a family photo or a family portrait. So I'm trying to do a similar thing. Usually in my Goth family household, in my previous saves, I've had them like sit down and do a paint by reference photo, but just in the game. But that's always really annoying doing poses and stuff. So I decided that with this save file, I'm gonna put a ton of effort into it if I can remember to, because I do have ADHD, so it's, you know, it's a vibe. But regardless, I intend to put a ton of effort into it. So I decided for this save file, I'm gonna do a bunch of CC. There'll be a couple Goth videos coming out over the next little bit because I have plans for other CC paintings that didn't fit into this one, and I'm just gonna let you know now, trust the process, guys. This is not, it does not all come together immediately because it's, you know, it's a painting. It's kind of looks awful in the first stages, and I'm kind of new to I'm really new to, what's the word? Rendering. I'm new to rendering. So this whole process has been a fun little experiment. My digital art is very simple, usually. Like solid cartoony lines and whatnot. So this whole rendering process is a little bit new to me, but it was a fun experiment. It doesn't look amazing, but you know. So yeah, there's Mortimer, Cassandra, and Bella in this painting. I didn't include Alexander. This is meant to be pre-Alexander. So it's, you know, a little bit of an old painting. I don't think I'm gonna do a portrait with Alexander, which is a little bit sad, but maybe the Goths are just waiting for him to get a bit older. I don't know. But it's a lot of work. And I thought that my drawing of young Cassandra was really cute, so I stuck with it. All in all, yeah. So that's what I'm doing today. The first video I intend to upload, which I'm sure you've seen already, if you haven't, it'll probably be on my channel, is me making the Goths, like in cast, create a sim. So yeah, this is just inspired by those versions of the Goths. Obviously, they're not perfectly accurate to the current iteration of the Goth family in The Sims 4, nor the older Sims 4 version, nor the Goths from previous games, but it's kind of inspired by all of those different versions. From what I could tell, I could be completely way off, but I kind of made Bella, she's kind of racially ambiguous throughout the game series, but I kind of made her more leaning towards Latina, and then I made Mortimer Italian, and then obviously their children are mixed. I'm sure I think in my head Bella does have Italian in her as well, and maybe that's how they met, because her name is obviously Italian, but she does have, some people are like, oh, her skin is so, she's a white person in the older games, and other people are like, oh, they whitewashed her in The Sims 4 until they did that update. I think they whitewashed her based off of what I've seen of other versions of her, and Personally, that's what I think. I think that she is a person of color. I went with like a Latina woman. Whatever you think. I'm sure I've gone over all of this in the other video. I don't know. I haven't recorded it yet though, so it might all just be repetition. But I'm new to this. I'm new to content creation. I mean, some of my favorite YouTubers like Little Simsy and Plumbella don't do really videos like this, so I'm just kind of experimenting. Those are my favorite Sims creators, so I'm sure I went over this before. This channel, your internet companion, is meant to just kind of be whatever I feel like making. So I'm not just going to be a Sims content creator. I intend to do like commentary. I intend to do art, obviously, as you can see here. I like The Sims. Maybe I'll do some Minecraft content. Who knows? I don't know. Commentary, some of my biggest, I'll just give you my biggest inspirations, are Adam McIntyre, one of my favorite content creators right now, and, Just Trish. And also there's this historical YouTuber I really like called Kazro. They're really good. I really enjoy them. And then, yeah. For art, I don't really watch a lot of art content creators. I used to watch Emily Artful, but I haven't in a while. I also used to watch Lavender Town. But, and yeah. I'm wondering if anyone has any, show recommendations or anything, put them in the comments, because I'm running out of content to watch, which is an awful feeling. I recently watched Overcompensating, the show on Amazon Prime. That was really good. If you're looking for a show, that one is, I'll just tell you some of my favorite shows lately. That one's really good. It's a very good representation of the university experience, for me anyway. I'm a Canadian. I don't think Benito Skinner, I think he's American. He's the one who created and stars in the show. But it's a very good, realistic representation of the college experience, but also it has, elements of different. He didn't place it in any specific time period, which I think is really cool. It's the only thing about the time period is that it takes place someplace after 9/11. So there's references to things that are popular today and also references to things that are popular in the 2010s, and it's a very timeless show. Somewhere between 2001 and 2025, which is, I really like those shows. It's kind of like Sex Education in that way, but not so much. I think Sex Education was more firmly planted in the modern day, but they used fashion elements and technology and stuff from the previous few decades. So I really like that show too. I also am a big fan of Interview with the Vampire, the AMC show. No hate. I don't particularly love Brad Pitt in the role on the older movie, but everyone's entitled to their opinions. Anyway, to get back to the drawing, I look like I'm working on Cassandra right now. I couldn't decide if I wanted Cassandra to be look exactly like her current self, where she's all goth and emo, and those are two different subcultures, but you know what I mean. But I ended up going with I guess she's a kid, so she wouldn't really, I'm sure Mortimer and Bella pick out her outfits for her and stuff, so she doesn't really have that subculture, and she's also a kid, so not most emos become emos in their teen years and not when they're children. I also put this flower on the couch. I'm not sure. I thought it was cute. Shoot me. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute. Also, if anyone's wondering, the reason her leg there looks pale is because she's supposed to be wearing tights or something. like socks or whatever. So it isn't that I just messed up her skin tone, but you know. Now I'm doing the background. I kind of did the background strangely. I did a little sketch earlier, and I didn't show myself drawing the sketch, and then I just kind of roughly colored it in. I didn't do any specific, so that doesn't stand out too much, and the goths up front stand out. In a little bit, I end up flipping it because I figured that the window would look better on the other side of the goths instead of the big empty space that's beside Cassandra here. But yeah, and I'm just doing some coloring. I ended up obviously going for a red and like dark brown kind of theme. I'm not a big fan of black. I mean, I am, but when I'm doing artwork, I usually try to go for like a darker brown instead of a black, especially with hair, because a lot of people with black hair, their hairs aren't pure black. They're usually like a dark brown, depending on. The goth's hair is kind of gray, which is, I mean, I kind of also just used it to contrast against the background. But yeah, I thought it would be cute. So yeah, you can see me just doing some rough rendering in the background, messing around with shades and stuff to show the lighting. That's the other reason I switched it around, is because it matched the lighting of the goths better if the window was on the other side of them. So you'll see I'm coloring the behind the goths so that I can switch it in a minute. Ignore any freezes. That's just, I actually drew this on a road trip. We were driving for 17 hours, not straight of course, but we were driving for a long time. So any little stops, we probably stopped for lunch or something, and I just left the video running on my drawing tablet. The convenient thing about taking a drawing tablet with me. So there you can see I switched it around, and now I've opened up Sims 4 Studio, and I'm turning it into CC, so I'm downloading this version. I chose this portrait of from Get Together, and then I'm just sticking it on. I use Canva. It was the easiest thing I could think of because I don't have like Photoshop. And I stick it back in. I will not be releasing this as CC yet. I think I'm going to wait until I'm finished all of the goth themed CC, but here it is. I wrote a little description. I think it turned out okay. It's not amazing, but for my first real time doing intense rendering like this, I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, I'm used to painting physically, and digital artwork isn't quite physical, but yeah. So I'm just sorting out all of the tagging and stuff, as you can see, and we're almost finished. So I pulled it into The Sims, the game, just to show you what it looks like. I end up painting the wall because I feel like the drywall behind it doesn't look super great. There we go. Just paint the wall, and this is what it looks like in the game. I think it turned out pretty good, and I tried to match the Sim style, so there you go. The end. Hope you enjoyed.